Hi, everybody. This is Marketing 441. So, welcome. This is the Strategic Marketing course. This is your capstone course for marketing majors here at Davenport. I'm your instructor, Steve Brewer, and it's fine to call me Steve. And this is a little course orientation video. So, I'm going to cover a lot of the same material that we cover in that weekly orientation meeting when we first get together. So if you already attended that meeting, if you're planning to go to that meeting, you probably don't need to watch this. This is designed to be a substitute for that meeting when we all gather together in Blackboard Collaborate Ultra. So the goal for the next 10 minutes is to give you a little bit of an idea of what to expect here and to explain the course requirements and expectations and to answer a few of the commonly asked questions. So our assignments look like this. We have discussion boards from weeks 1 through 8, so no discussions in weeks 9 or 10. In our discussions, we have a choice of 2 questions each week, and you're going to choose one of those questions and answer it by day 3. And these are not just little slapdash answers. You get more details in Blackboard, but basically at least a minimum of 300 words in your answers. You have to cite at least 2 sources. They should be written professionally. And so this is a serious assignment. So you need to answer one of the 2 questions by day 3. Then by day 6, you need to post 2 replies to people who answered the other question. So look for people who answered the question you didn't answer and post a couple replies to them. Follow-up questions, things you didn't understand, things you wanted to add, experiences you've had that were relevant. And those should be about at least 150 words. So these are going to be substantial, both your initial answers and your follow-ups. So that's the discussion boards. That's the first type of assignment. Well, we have a group case. You get assigned your groups here in week 1, and then in week 1 you choose the case that you want to talk about, and you put together a group contract, basically, of what you're going to agree to, what you'll abide by, what are the consequences if somebody doesn't live up to their expectations. So by end of week 1, you submit a group contract that tells me which case you've chosen and what you've agreed to. By the end of week 4, you choose one of the cases and you analyze it using with the 8-step AMA format, which you can see here. There are 8 steps, and your case analysis needs to follow those 8 steps and use those as section heading. So actually, so that's your group case, which is in week 4. Your individual case is week 2, so that's going to be next week. And that's about a different company every year. In the past, it's been about Apple, it's been about Facebook, it's been about Best Buy, and so this term is probably about a different company. And so you individually in week 2 will follow this same 8-step format, where you will analyze the case, you'll describe the relevant facts, the root cause of the problem, etc. I'm not going to read all 8 of those, but so the individual case in week 2, you're going to follow these 8 steps, and then in week 4, you're going to do the same thing, but with a group and for a different case. So you see there, group case, choose your case, week 4, same 8-step model. Then you move into the main project for this course, which is the individual marketing plan. So in week 5, you are going to do a little report where you choose a company, you choose a product if it's a big company, and then you tell me a little bit of background why you chose this, why this is relevant. That's going to be in week 5. Then in week 7, for that product, for that company, you are going to create a social media promotional piece. So this can be a social media account, a contest, a video. You've got lots of choices. You can see the instructions in week 7. And then in week 8, you're going to do a presentation about your marketing plan. You won't have finalized the written plan yet, but you're going to make a presentation. These are pretty substantial. These are about 30 minutes in length. So that's going to be in week 8. Then week 9, you are going to submit your comprehensive marketing plan. This is going to be your final written plan. This is an in-depth document. This will definitely take you some time. It will challenge you. It's about the same company that you did the previous 2 sections on. Then in week 10, you're going to write a reflection kind of on your whole experience, your whole education here at Davenport. And did you meet these? Did you achieve? Did you learn the things that Davenport hopes that you learned in the program? So you'll write a reflection on that. And then there's an examination, which again is an outside. This is not written by Davenport. This is written by an outside company, and it covers your whole education here at Davenport, not just this course. So There's a lot. This is a week. This is a 10-week course. If you do not feel challenged by the end of this 10 weeks, I will be surprised. This is a pre-designed course. That means that all sections have exactly the same assignments, exactly the same policies. If you took this from a different instructor, if you took this in person, it would have exactly the same. It's a pre-designed course. And it's supposed to be a synthesis of what you have learned in other courses. So there really shouldn't be any new material that comes up for the first time for you in this course. It should all be things you've covered before, but now you're synthesizing it, you're pulling it all together into one. So to help you along the way, I create little 10-minute weekly videos about each week. So in the week 1 video, for example, I talk a little bit about the readings, I talk about the outcomes for the week, and then I spend most of the time talking about the assignments for that week. And so it's not a requirement, you don't have to watch it. I have noticed that not everybody watches those videos in the past, but it is useful. Typically about half the students watch them, and I think that they find them useful. I hope so, since I spent a lot of time doing them. Anyway, so there's going to be a 10-minute video for each week. You can find those in the weekly folders for each week. Late policy, we follow a relatively lenient late policy here at Davenport Online, but we don't deviate from that policy. In fact, I wouldn't be allowed to deviate from it if I wanted to. So first thing is, my computer didn't work is not an excuse. Okay. Everybody has their computer break at some point. This has happened to me too. And there's of however many, they'll say we're gonna have 20 in this course, at least a couple of you will have your computer breakdown or fail during the term. So you need a backup option. You need a backup computer. You need to borrow somebody else's computer. If you're close to Davenport campus, you can go use one of the computer labs. I think the DU library has laptops you can check out. So many options. I don't think your phone's really gonna. There is a Blackboard app for your phone. You might be able you can do some of the functions for this course on your phone as well. So please don't email me and say, I can't turn in my assignment because my computer didn't work. Can I have an extension on the deadline? Because I won't be able to do so. So the late policy is that we accept late written assignments up to 5 days late. So this is your group case study. This is your individual case study. These are the parts of your marketing plan. We accept them up to 5 days late. 10% is subtracted per day. So if you submit it 1 day late, take 10% off. If you submit it 3 days late, 30% off, etc. After 5 days, it closes down and we don't accept it and it's a 0. And really, it's pretty hard to get a terrible grade in this course, to get a really poor grade, but basically the only way to do it is just to take zeros. Zeros really hurt your course score. So you want to get everything in on time. If you absolutely can't do that, you want to get it in within those 5 days of a late period. Now, this late policy does not apply to exams or to blogs or to discussion boards. We do those discussions and there's no purpose to you going in posting replies to somebody else after the week ended. They can't see it. It's just, it doesn't do any good. So those shut off at midnight on day 7 of the week. So there's no late policy for discussion boards or for exams. Best way to communicate with me is definitely my Davenport email address, which is in the syllabus. It's under Getting Started, but you can also there's the email function through Blackboard under Blackboard Tools. I check my email a couple times a day, at least 6 days a week. I typically don't check it on Saturdays, but I check it every other day. That help desk discussion board, that's a place where you can just go and post questions that pertain to everybody. Don't post anything private in there. Don't post anything about your grade, but anything that you think others would care about, others would want to know about, it's fine to post it there too. And if it's an emergency, you can call me. It's totally fine to call. I get a few calls every term, not a big deal. So if it's something that's a crisis right now, that's fine. My phone number is under the Getting Started section. So I just thank you for being here. And again, this is basically the same material that will be covered in our course orientation meeting that takes place during the first week of class. So if you were already there, probably don't need to watch it, but this is a good substitute. You may be watching this as a substitute in order to make up those points. So if so, I hope this was helpful to you, and I'll see you online. Let's get started, everybody. Bye.